Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to discuss CCNA practice question. So I will explain why the correct answer is correct and also explain why the other answer is wrong. So let's start. So here I already have the module. So let's start from question number one. So question number one is OC model. Which OC layer is responsible for logical addressing and routing? So we have four options here: A, data link; B, network; C, transport; and D, system. So the correct answer is B. Why? Because the network layer is responsible for logical addressing using IP address and routing packets between different networks. And why the other option is incorrect? So option number A is incorrect because data link layer handles MAC addresses and switching. And C, or transport, is correct is incorrect because the transport layer is responsible for end-to-end communication and reliability. And option D is incorrect because the session layer manages communication session between applications. So let's next to question number 2. How many usable hosts are available in slash 27 network? We have A 14, B 13, C 62, and D 126. So the correct answer is B 30. And for explanation, A slash 27 provides 32 address and 2 for network address, and for the host is 30. Okay, and also option A is incorrect because this is for slash 28, and option C for slash 26, and last option D for slash 27. Okay, let's move. Which protocol is a link state routing protocol? A, RIP or RIP, HRP, COSPF, and B, RRP. So the correct answer is OSPF. Why? Because OSPF is a link state routing protocol. So let's talk about RIP. So RIP is incorrect because RIP is a distance vector routing protocol, and HRP is incorrect because HRP is considered an advanced distance vector or hybrid protocol, and RRP is commonly used in enterprise network because it converts faster than RIP. Let's see the record plus. Okay, let's move to question number 4. What is the purpose of VLANs? So option A, address cable layer; B, C, prepared broadcast domain; C, replace router; D, crypt traffic. Yeah, correct answer is separate broadcast domain. So the answer we have right here, or I will explain it. VLANs are used to logically separate device into different broadcast domains. So this will improve network security, performance, and management. So let's explain the incorrect answer. So option A, which is that is incorrect because VLANs do not affect cable distance. Option C is incorrect because routers are still needed for inter-VLAN communication, and option D is incorrect because VLANs do not encrypt traffic. Let's move to the next question. What is the main purpose of SDP? Option A prevent loops, B encrypt packet, C improve DNS, D increase bandwidth. So the answer is A, prevent loops. So SDP stands for Spanning Tree Protocol. Its purpose is to prevent layer 2 switching loops. So let's start the incorrect. Option B is incorrect because SDP does not provide encryption. Okay. Option C is incorrect because SDP has nothing to do with DNS. And option D is incorrect because SDP may actually block redundant path instead of increasing bandwidth. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 6. This is about ACL or access list. So which ACL type filters traffic using source and destination IPs as port? So the option is A, standard ACL, B, extended ACL, and C, dynamic ACL, and D, reflexive ACL. So the correct answer is B, extended ACL. So why correct answer is B? Because extended ACL provide detailed filtering. They can filter based on source address, destination address, protocol type, and port number. So let's explain why A, C, D is incorrect. So standard cells only filter based on source IP address, and name ACL or dynamic ACL are simply ACLs with names instead of number. And the dynamic ACL are more advanced and are not in the base answer here. Okay, let's move to the question number 7. NAT. Why is NAT commonly used? So option A, replace DNS, B, convert MAC address, C, translate private IPs to public IPs, D, block malware. So this is obvious. Correct answer is C, translate private IPs to public IPs. So why is C is the correct answer? Because NAT allows multiple private devices to access to the internet using one or more public IP address. This helps conserve public IP4 addresses. So why is the option A, B, and D is incorrect? Let's explain. The option A is incorrect because DNS resolve names to IP address. Option B is incorrect because NAT does not change MAC address. And option D is incorrect because NAT does not improve switch performance. Okay, that's it. Let's move to the next question. This is about DHCP. Which protocol automatically assign IP address to client? A, DNS, B, VTP, C, DHCP, and D, SNMP. Of course, the correct answer is DHCP. Why? Because DHCP dynamically assign IP address to the device. Without DHCP, administrator will need to manually configure IP addresses. So why DNS is incorrect because DNS resolve domain names, and FTP is used to file transfer, and SNMP is used for email. Let's move to the next question about DNS. What is the function of DNS? Of course, A. Encrypt traffic. B. Reuse of domain name. C. Provide routing. And D. Assign VLANs. Yeah, of course. DNS, domain name system. Yeah, of course, it's resolve domain names. This is the part. And where is DNS is correct answer? DNS convert domain names like google.com to IP address. And without DNS, user will need to remember IP address manually. And next question number 10. Which IPv6 feature replace broadcast? A. Multicast. B. Unicast. C. Anycast. D. Loopback. Okay, and the correct answer is A. Multicast. Why? Because IPv6 does not use broadcast address. Instead, it uses multicast communication. This improves efficiency compared to IPv4 broadcast. Okay, next question, OSI model again. Which OSI layer is responsible for logical addresses and routing? Wait. Okay, let's continue. So I switched the module, but the number 1 to 10 is still same question, but yeah, there is some problem before. So now it's already done. So let's continue. So we already discussed till number 10. So let's continue to question number 11. So which OSI layer is responsible for physical addressing? The option is A. Physical, B. Data link, C. Network, and D. Transport. So the correct answer is B. Data link. For the expression is the correct answer is data link. Data link layer is responsible for physical addressing using address on the local network. So why is the option A is incorrect? Option A is incorrect because the physical layer deals with bits, electrical signals, and media, not addressing. And option C is incorrect because the network layer is or handles logical addressing, physical addressing. And option D is incorrect because the transport layer deals with port numbers and reliable delivery. Okay, that's it. Okay, next question. What is the default subnet mask for a Class C IP address? The option is A 255.0.0.0 or A like this, and the correct answer is C 255.255.255.0. Why? The correct answer is C because a class C IP address uses 24-bit coordinate of version, which translates to a default subnet mask of 255.255.255 and 0. And option A is incorrect because that address is the default subnet mask for for class A address. And option B is incorrect because that address is the default subnet for class B address. And option D is incorrect because that address is represent a host root or /32, not a class C network class. Okay, let's move to the next question. What is the administrative distance or AD of OSPF? A 90, B 110, C 150, D 120. So the correct answer is 110. Why? Because OSPF has a default AD of 110, which truth routers use to determine the trustworthiness of routing protocol. Why is option A is correct? So option A is incorrect because 90 is the AD for internal HRP. And why is option A is correct? Option C is incorrect because 115 is the AD for ISIS. And option D is incorrect because 120 is the AD for RIP. Okay, let's move to the next question. Which type of root is represented by 0.00/0? A. Static root, B. Dynamic root, C. Default root, and D. House root. The correct answer is C. Default root. Why? The IP address of 0.0.0.0 with a /0 mask represent a default root, acting as a gateway of last resort for packet with unknown destination. So let's explain the incorrect answer. A or option A is incorrect because standard static root target a specific design network. And option B is incorrect because dynamic routes are learned automatically via routing protocols. And D option D is incorrect because the host route targets a single specific IP with a /32 mask. For okay, that's it. So let's move to the next question. Question number 15. This is about switching. Which protocol is an IEEE standard for VLAN tagging? ISL, B 802.1Q, C VTP, and D DTP. And the correct answer is B. Why? So 802.1Q, often called .Q, .1Q is the industry standard trunking protocol that inserts a 4-byte VLAN tag into the Ethernet frame header. Yeah, that's it. So let's talk about the incorrect. So option A is incorrect because ISL or interswitching in a Cisco privacy trunking protocol that encapsulates the entire frame. So option C is incorrect because VTP or VLAN trunking protocol is used to synchronize VLAN tables across switches, not to tag frames. And option D is incorrect because DTP or dynamic trunking protocol is used to negotiate trunking links, not perform the actual tagging. Let's move to the next question. About switching again. What is the default native VLAN on Cisco switch? A. VLAN 0, B. VLAN 1, C. VLAN 10, and D. VLAN 99. And the correct answer is VLAN 1. So by default, all port on Cisco Cisco switch belongs to VLAN 1, and it serves as the default native VLAN for and take traffic on trunk links. So let's explain the incorrect answer. Option A is incorrect because VLAN 0 is used for priority tagging and is not the default name VLAN, the default native VLAN. And option C is incorrect because VLAN 10 must be manually created and assigned. And option D is incorrect because VLAN 99 is often used in labs as a management or native VLAN but is not in the default. Okay, let's move to the question number 70. Let's make sure I already record. Okay, so here's about STP. How's the spanning tree protocol or STP select a route bridge? Option A allows IP address, B highest IP address, and C allows bridge address, bridge ID, and D highest port ID. So the correct answer is C allows bridge ID. So STP select a route bridge by looking for the switch with the lowest bridge ID, which consists of priority value and the switch MAC address. So let's talk about the incorrect as well. Option A is incorrect because STP is a layer 2 protocol and does not use IP address for election progress or process. And option B is incorrect because STP prefers the lowest MAC address as a tiebreaker, not the highest. And option D is incorrect because port ID is used to break ties for port rules, not to elect the root bridge. Okay, let's move to question number 18. This is about security. Which features limit the number of MAC addresses allow a switch port? A. Port security. B. DHCP snooping. C. Dynamic IRP inspection. D. Access control. So the answer is A. Port security. Why? So port security is a layer 2 feature that restricts input to an interface by limiting and identifying the MAC address allowed to access port. So we're gonna talk about the incorrect answer. Option B is incorrect because DHCP spoofing, prevent rogue DHCP serve, and DHCP starvation attacks. And option C is correct because dynamic IRP inspection prevent IRP spoofing and poisoning. And option D is incorrect because ACL filters traffic based on layer 3 and layer 4 information, not by limiting the count of learned MAC address. Let's move to the 19th question. What is the valid number range for a standard IPv4 ACL? So the option is, wait, let me know. 1A 1 till 99, B 100 to 199, and C 200 to 299, and C 300 and C 99. So the correct answer is A 1 to 99. Why? So standard IPv access control list use identification number strictly in the range of 1 to 99 and expand range of 1013 1300 to 1999. So let's talk about the incorrect answer. So option B is incorrect because 100 to 199 is the number range reserved for extended EP4 ACL. And option C is incorrect because 200 range is protocol type mixed ACLs. And option D is incorrect because the 300 range is for DigiNet ACL. Okay, so let's move to the last question we're gonna explain. So this is about ACL. What is implicitly added to the end of every access control is A. Permit any, B. Deny any, C. Permit specific host, or D. Deny specific host. So the correct answer is B. Deny any. Why? So every SL automatically has an invisible implicit F denial statement at the very bottom, meaning any traffic that does not specifically match a previous previous rule will be dropped. Let's talk about the incorrect answer. So option A is incorrect because allowing all unmatched traffic would defeat the security purpose of ACL. And option C is incorrect because the implicit rule applies broadly to all unmatched traffic, not specific host permit. And option D is incorrect because the implicit deny blocks everything, not just a single host. So I think we're gonna only talk, explain the 1 to 20 question. So we still have 30 more question, but maybe next we're gonna continue. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.